I go on to the daily Tanya, I just want to zoom in on something that we learned yesterday's Tanya. Yudchet Tevet. We spoke about having the positive benefit in having a low self-esteem. Not saying that we should have a low self-esteem in general, just there's a benefit to it, and we should utilize this benefit of having a little bit of a low self-esteem, or the necessary amount, in order to keep us motivated, to keep us moving, to keep us on top of things. So we learned about it in reference to a beinoni. When you speak about a beinoni, he doesn't have any averos. He always does mitzvahs. But we can also take these ideas to our lives. That we have things in our lives that we do that are I'm talking about holy stuff. If you're kind because you like being a kind person, that's not considered to be a holy thing. It's a nice thing, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about things between us and Hashem. Davening, learning, Shabbos, kosher, all these things that we do for Hashem. Sukkah, Yom Kippur, Rosh Hashanah, whatever it may be. These things are not to be taken for granted. If we don't work to continue connecting to Hashem, to continue davening, to continue learning, before you think about dropping something spiritually speaking, you might decide today I don't want to. I want to blow off a certain mitzvah. Or I don't want to do this. Or I don't want to do that. Whatever it may be. Think about Shabbos. Don't take it for granted. You could lose that Shabbos that you treasure, that's so precious to you. So yeah, in our lives, not to take anything spiritually speaking for granted. And that will motivate us to be able to serve Hashem because we want to hold on to what we have. We don't want to lose what we're really good at. We don't want to lose what we have. Today's Tanya. So the Tanya tells us a brief summary about the difference between a tsadik and a beinoni. That the beinoni internally is drawn to evil, and the tsadik internally is not drawn to evil. In fact, he's disgusted and hates evil. If he's a complete tzadik, so he completely hates it. Hates it with a passion. If he is an incomplete tzadik, so he hates it, but not completely. So with this, we can the Tanya explains to us how Rabbah thought that he was a beinoni. Wouldn't Rabbah see that internally he is not drawn to evil? To know that he's actually a tzaddik, he should know he's not drawn to evil. He has no bad thoughts coming his way. That being said, if there's no bad thoughts coming his way, then I indicate he's a tzaddik. But being that we learned that a beinoni, when he's davening, when he's learning and saying Kriyat Shema, he is actually on the level of a tzaddik. Because during davening, his animal soul pretty much goes to sleep. And it's completely subdued to his godly soul. And everything that he does is based on his godly soul during davening. Or during Torah learning. So Rabbah was always learning Torah and always davening. And he never felt motivation, was never drawn to know anything evil. Not because he was a tzaddik necessarily, but just because he's always davening, always learning. That's what threw him off. Now the way the Gemara speaks about Rabbah, first of all, it's possible that Rabbah was a beinoni. It's a possibility. I think. As far as I'm concerned, from what I know, there's a possibility that Rabbah was a beinoni. However, the way the Gemara speaks about Rabbah, that even the Malach HaMavet, the Tanya says that even the Malach HaMavet, the angel of death, couldn't take his life from him because he was always learning Torah. He had such a strong connection to Hashem. The angel of death couldn't find that second that it needs to take his soul. He was on a really high level. I think it would be safe to say someone that the Gemara praises the way they praise Rabbah, I think it's safe to say that he's a complete tzaddik. However, if he's a complete tzaddik, well, there's definitely a distinction between a complete tzaddik and an incomplete tzaddik. And a beinoni saying that his animal soul is sleeping when he's davening does not turn him to a complete tzaddik. So he should have been able to recognize that he is completely appalled by evil. He has no room in his heart at all for any evil, for any avera, for anything whatsoever. And that should indicate that he's a tzaddik. So simple answer could be maybe he wasn't a complete tzaddik, right? We said it's possible there was a beinoni, so it's possible that he was also not a complete tzaddik. He was a tzaddik, not a complete tzaddik. It's a possibility. But if we do want to say that he was an incomplete that he was a complete tzadik, so then, which is very likely, it sounds more likely to say that he was a complete tzaddik based on the praises of the way the Gemara praises him. So then, how did he not know that he was a beinoni? So first of all, it could be that a beinoni actually reaches the level of a complete tzaddik during davening. It doesn't say that he reaches the level of an incomplete tzaddik when he davens. It says his animal soul is subdued to his godly soul, and he's like a tzaddik. It could be that he's like a complete tzaddik. That's one answer. Second answer could be that he was so involved in davening and learning. He was always in holy places. He never heard about evil stuff. He was just always in the shul, always in the books, always learning, always davening. He didn't have the chance to hear somebody even say something against the will of Hashem that it came to him. Oh, what a bad thing! I can't stand that. He had no frame of reference to be able to actually know how much he hates evil. That's another answer. It's a possibility. And this is food for thought. I just said what I thought. There's a question that came to me. I thought I'd share it. So there it is. We should be zocher that our trouble should be if we are beinonim, complete tzadikim, or incomplete tzadikim. That we should completely be removed from the level of Rashaim and be elevated up to the level of a beinonim. That Mashiach should come.